If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song. Sing, you are my only one. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood, but life can be this good.
Welcome into the Natural Birth Compass program. I am Tristan, the creator of the Natural Birth Compass, and I am really excited to give you a tour inside our childbirth experience course. So first, why a compass? Well, birth is one of many cycles that we are a part of throughout our lifetime. Cycles exist in every part of our life. Day and night, the monthly moon cycle, yearly seasonal cycles, even everyday experiences like hunger, blinking, and breathing. These are all cycles. Each of these cycles simply occurs for a different length of time and at a different intensity level. We are consistently being pulled in many directions, but there are foundational directions that are important for our life and our health. And by tuning into the compass and understanding what is moving people into the right direction versus things that are moving them in the wrong direction, and in the case of labor and birth, may hinder the birth process, students can start to become aware of how to prepare themselves physically and emotionally for labor by understanding how their compass works. Additionally, another layer of the compass is that everyone has distinct inherent strengths and challenges, and these line up with different directions of the compass. One of the first things our students do in the Natural Birth Compass is to complete a compass assessment so that they can identify which direction is their strongest and where they may face challenges. Based on these strengths and challenges, we can draw some insights into where they will be strong in birth and where they might experience more challenges within the labor process. For example, women who identify with an east strength, which is the left of the circle in the Natural Birth Compass orientation, these are women who tend to be very driven. They finish what they start, and they have high expectations for themselves and for others. Some of their strengths are that they have seemingly unlimited energy to make sure everything gets done and is done right. And they have high endurance. But it's a challenge for them to slow down and pace themselves to make sure they don't exhaust themselves by overdoing things too fast. These women with these east tendencies, they may also tend to be over anxious if birth doesn't happen on the schedule that they anticipate. For them, learning to have a more go with the flow and pace of nature rather than trying to be in control can be very challenging. So you can see that the compass brings a lot of seemingly separate concepts into one simple framework that we can use over and over throughout the course, layering everything up until it becomes second nature. And once it does become second nature, a laboring mother no longer has to use her higher thinking to know what to do during labor. She can stay in her body and ride through the contractions with her birth partner watching for distinct cues that they learn when she may need help getting back on track. And this makes everything about birth unfold so much smoother. So now that brings us inside the course. So we have an introduction followed by 5 modules. Number 1 is birth foundation, then emotions and language for support in birth, time and stages in birth, pain and contraction where we cover comfort techniques, and the 4th trimester where we cover newborn and breastfeeding basics and postpartum care. So once our students join the course, the first thing is that they're introduced to birth by identifying their feelings toward birth and uncovering where those feelings and perceptions originate and how they are affecting their natural birth compass. Once they're clear on things that might be affecting their compass, we can begin to recalibrate it and make sure it becomes the most effective childbirth tool that they have. Next, they begin to write or draw the vision that they hold for their birth. This is the beginning of what will ultimately be the birth vision they build as they continue through the 5 modules of the course so that they can always keep their destination in sight and they can ensure everything's in place before the journey of birth begins. Then in the first module, they're shown how their compass is guiding them every day through their life, activities in everyday life that have been actually preparing them for the birth process, activities that are so obvious, you might just be shocked that you didn't know they were there before. The exercises in this module will have your expectant parents interacting with their environment in new ways that will start to calibrate their birth compass in the right direction so that they can start taking important steps toward preparing their body for a better birth and postpartum outcome right away. The second module covers the most important and often most unrecognized concept in the birth preparation. In this module, parents-to-be find out why a healthy level of emotions like fear are vital to the birth process, and how language, whether it's inner language or words from other people, why that can affect their birth. We will explore what happens if we become frozen in fear, and how we can instead use healthy fear to propel decision-making. When mom and her birth partner complete the exercises and experience in this module about how emotions and language influence the physical body, they will already have the most important keys for building confidence and feeling in control throughout their labor, and insight into how to maintain open communication with the birth team so that they're prepared to handle any decision with confidence. Next, we will dive deep beyond the foundational cycles of everyday life to explore how the laboring mother and her partner will use the birth compass to successfully navigate all 4 stages. Yes, you did hear that right. We do teach 4 stages of labor at the Natural Birth Compass program, according to the natural cycles of birth. Ask one of your expectant parents after they go through the program to find out what that 4th stage is. By the end of Module 3, our students are ready to use their calibrated birth compass to confidently guide them through labor and be able to quickly identify when labor may be going off course so that together, the laboring mother and her partner can course correct with their toolkit and guide before needing outside intervention. Then in Module 4, they learn the real purpose of contractions in labor so that they can use their contraction cycles to ensure the birth unfolds efficiently. In these lessons, they will gain valuable insight of how to read their contractions like a map on the progression of labor so that they can't get lost along the way. Our students find this a much more intuitive way to understand contractions than the different stages and graphs that are commonly taught. By the end of Module 4, expectant parents have both their compass and their map so that they feel excited and prepared for the journey ahead, and their birth partner will have the confidence to be involved and supportive throughout the entire birth process. In the final module, they will learn to use their inner compass to navigate the important first hours with their newborn to ensure the birth cycle reaches full completion and mother and baby form the extraordinary bond that only exists between a mother and child. As we know, when the birth cycle reaches full completion, babies have the healthiest start. Postpartum healing is so much easier, and breastfeeding can get off to an easier start so that the new mom holding her precious newborn for the first time feels nothing but a love more intense than anything she could have imagined. All throughout the course, our students are building up their birth vision to determine what they want to achieve in their birth, how they will use their compass strengths and prepare for their compass challenges, and how they need to be supported based on their unique compass factors. In this way, even if birth doesn't go according to plan, the expectant parents had everything that they needed to have a birth outcome that's fulfilling to them because they no longer focus on the details, but the overall transformation of birth into life. In addition to the digital contents throughout the course and for up to a year from the day that they register, they also have access to us to get all their questions answered through a private Facebook group, live Q&A calls, and email support so that they can be fully prepared to have an amazing birth no matter where it takes them. Well, that wraps up our tour of the Natural Birth Compass program. If you have any further questions, you are welcome to contact me at support@naturalbirthcompass.com. If you have expectant parents that you would like to refer to the Natural Birth Compass program, you can send them to naturalbirthcompass.com where they can register for instant access, or they can reach out to us at info@naturalbirthcompass.com and we'll be happy to answer their questions. Now, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I especially want to thank you for all of the work you do improving birth in the world.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song, sing you are my only one.